Introduce everybody and have them say a few words about themselves.
A little bit louder.
This is Ken Corbin. Can you hear me back there?
Not really.
Ken Corbin. You can hear me now? Okay. Chuck Meek. Darren Krolewski. Hayleigh Owens. And Bob Stovall. So if you can each say a few words about yourselves.
Sure. Well, good afternoon to everyone. Really happy to be here. My name is Ken Corbin, and the company is called Corbin.com. And my specialty is helping community owners to fill spaces in your communities, in your parks, by having you sell more homes. We have some extremely bright people here, people that know this industry very, very well, with development improvements and so forth. But you can't afford to make a mistake when you bring in a home. Unlike the typical street retailer, they make a mistake, they can blow it out. They don't have the investment that you have in the setup, the display, and so forth. So I've had the pleasure of working with over 600 community owners, retailers, as well as owning a retail operation. And our claim to fame is very simple. There were more homes sold at my address than any other address in the United States. So my specialty is selling homes and helping you to make new friends.
I'm Chuck Meek. I'm from Jacksonville, Alabama, and my specialty is having very little vacancy in our mobile home parks. I have 150 pads. I manage 60 rental homes, and I think right now I have one vacancy. So I do have 3 vacant lots, but I have 3 new homes that will be arriving in 2 weeks. So if you have questions about how to fill homes that you're renting, because I don't really sell a lot of homes, I lease my homes, I'll be happy to help.
Hi, I'm Darren Krolewski. I'm Executive Vice President of MH Village, and we are part of Datacomp. We started out as a national manufactured housing appraisal company, and in 2004 we took the tremendous database of information that we had amassed and we put it online in the form of mhvillage.com. And MH Village since then has grown to become the industry's largest website for marketing homes and communities online. We get over 20 million unique visitors annually to our website. We sold over 70,000 homes, representing $2.5 billion in sales or rental transactions. And we delivered more than 1.2 million leads to our advertisers in 2015 alone. So just about any manufactured housing related search term that you might enter into Google or Yahoo, there's a good chance that you'll see MH Village in the top search results. And we help community owners like yourselves fill their vacant sites efficiently and affordably and sell the homes that they have in their communities.
Okay, can y'all hear me?
A little closer.
A little closer? Okay, can I turn it? How about now? Is that better? Okay. My name is Hayleigh Owens, and I'm actually from RENTERText. And what we do is that we actually help to fill vacancies in multi-family properties, mobile home parks, apartment complexes, even real estate companies that have single-family homes that are for rent. We can actually help with those too. And RENTERText was actually just built on a small scale for personal use. The actual owners had some rental properties, so they just hated some vacancies, of course. And so RENTERText was actually built out of that need to fill those vacancies. And what we do is that we just pull people out of cyberspace. We take them off the internet, and we just put them in touch with your property manager, or with you, of course. Now, we have professional ad writers that are on staff, of course, so we take the information that you give us about the property, about the homes themselves, and then we just punch it up, and then we broadcast it out. We can get people pre-qualified in up to about 60 seconds. We can do that 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. We even have reports available too. Yeah, so I mean, the one thing that we can actually provide is a sustainable and consistent online presence for your property and to get the word out there about your vacancies.
Yeah, hi, I'm Bob Stovall, Orange Cat Productions, and I know I introduced myself before, but what we've been doing for the past 10 years with community owners and for the past 20 years in general is virtually every kind of online marketing service that you can imagine, everything from email marketing to website building to social media marketing and like that. One of my major philosophies here is that if you're looking to sell homes quickly, if you want to turn them over as fast as you can, you use every marketing channel that's available to you. Sitting right here, you have several marketing channels that you should be considering. So basically that's what I do. It's a fairly simple process. We're involved in the latest technologies and we want to make sure that you get found on the internet whenever someone does a search in your area. We're really big on what they call local search engine optimization, which makes sure that your business pops up in one of the first boxes on Google when those search terms go into the search. And that's pretty much it.
Thank you. I think you'll agree we've got a fine panel of people to answer questions about our next subject, which is zero vacancy and quick turn marketing. Bob, by the way, is responsible for the homepage on the SECO site. So I want to commend Bob for making that whole site fairly simple for everybody to use this year. The first question I have, what have you found to be the most successful form of advertising and marketing, and why? This would be for each of you when you want to go down. Start with Bob.
I would think if you look at the study that Foremost gives, and it began back in 1979, and every 4 years they do a study of buyers, not only that have bought, but have also interested in purchasing a home. And that particular study showed that 89% of our buyers use social media. And of that 89%, the #1 site that they visit is Facebook. 79% of our customers go to Facebook. The second highest is less than half of that amount, and ironically, it's YouTube. So I think we're missing a lot if you do not have Facebook pages, and if you're not utilizing YouTube in addition to all these wonderful sources that we have here up on the list. So that's my answer.
We feel our vacancies, I guess the #1 thing that we use for getting information out or disseminating it to the right people is our website. If you want to go to calhounhomes.net, you'll see how we use our website. But we don't have the greatest SEO, and I learned from Bob and my friend Brad Simmons. We use rentalhouses.com, which gives us the best SEO. So if someone's searching for home to rent near Jacksonville State University, we'll pop up in the first 1 or 2 listings there because of rentalhouses.com. We also use Zillow, which used to be Postlets. So Zillow will give you basically a digital brochure. It's free. By the way, rentalhouses.com costs us $24 per ad. That ad lasts for 30 days, and it's rare we ever have to renew it because we fill the vacancy within typically that 30 days. But the Zillow ad is free. You can go to postlets.com or Zillow.com, and you can place ads there for any of your available properties. And then last but not least, we use Craigslist. All of those 3 things, rentalhouses.com, Zillow, and Craigslist, we point them back to our website so they can get a lot more detailed information and have maps and all right there available so they can see them. So that's basically how our marketing works.
So being an online advertising website, I'm a little bit biased, but online is really the main marketing channel that you have to be concerned with right now. And if you're not taking advantage of it with a well-optimized website and a strong online advertising presence, you should be taking advantage of every website that's out there to capture traffic, because really it's the only one that matters right now. There's a variety of different statistics, but I believe something like 93% of all home shoppers start their search on the internet. So it's such an overwhelmingly large number that if you have a website that is several years old, barely functional, doesn't display properly on a mobile device, is barely usable for somebody to get a phone number or fill out a contact form, you need to have that redone as a mobile-friendly or responsive website. The days of having a separate mobile website are gone, so if you have a desktop version, a mobile version, everything is moving towards websites being fully responsive, so they dynamically resize to any device. And we're seeing right now, mobile is leading the trend. In January of in summer of 2014, mobile exceeded desktop for the first time. And it's only continued to grow exponentially since then. Our traffic on MH Village is up about 16% year over year. Our mobile traffic, however, is up nearly 75% year over year. So it just keeps growing exponentially. And if you look, when you search anything on a mobile device, I mean, people are typing in near me, manufactured homes near me, mobile homes near me. And we show up very high in the organic search results. So chances are we probably outrank your website, your manufacturer's website, your lender's website. We're generally in the top 3 search results for just about anything you can conceivably think of in any search engine. So, being on MH Village, you do get that traffic, but your own website can benefit from some of these searches as well by being listed in your local search results, which I'm sure Bob could speak about more in detail, and doing everything you can to optimize your site so you can take advantage of this tremendous opportunity that's mobile.
Darren actually brings up a good point about, being mobile and everything too. One thing at RENTERText that we do, we actually maintain a sustainable and consistent presence with our online marketing services. We utilize Craigslist, we utilize, Trulia, Zillow, we have about 35 to 40, even more than that, depending on the market, different websites that we use to get the word out about your property and about the vacancies that you have. We have an interactive voice response system that gets people pre-qualified in 60 seconds or less. So the time that they actually spend on the phone is going to be very minimal. And then they just get transferred directly over to your property manager. So latency, when it comes down to responding to the actual ads that we put out, that latency is practically diminished. As long as your property manager or your community manager picks up the phone, then that person that they actually get a hold of is going to be pre-qualified according to your financial criteria, and it's going to be someone who wants to rent at that time too. So, and we also send out text messages, not only with the phone calls, but also with any type of email leads that we receive too. We send that out through text message. So if your property manager is out and about and they can't get to their desk, or if they're not at their desk a lot of times, we can just send it directly to their phone, and there's absolutely no time, wasted in picking up those hot leads.
Okay, in our marketing, we often use Zillow and Craigslist, as Chuck mentioned. I just want to mention also that I, in the past, have used MH Village when I had homes to sell, and you get good leads from them. I've had no problem with that at all. I'd recommend them in a minute. Ken mentioned YouTube before as being the number 2 search engine. It's the number 2 search engine after Google. It has more searches than Bing and several other ones. If you can't afford video, or if you don't want to go through the trouble of creating video, you can make a video from stills if you have to, as long as you have good narration. Make a short video and get it up on YouTube, because it's important that you have some presence there. Again, you have to learn how to keyword things properly to be found. But it's something definitely worth using. We've used it before and it's very successful.
I'm also a user of MH Village, and one thing Darren did mention, if you sign up with MH Village, they'll send you a detailed appraisal of your home, which is useful if you're trying to sell it. Next question to the entire group. What successful sales promotions have you run, either in ads or on the internet?
The most successful sales event I've ever done is 2 parts. Number 1 is housewarming parties, to have people actually do those, which will bring you more traffic. And the second thing, believe it or not, is a poker run through your communities, where people will come in, do poker run, and where they go to visit to draw a card is people that are already living in your community. So now they're hearing wonderful things not only from you, but from the people that are living in your community, because friends buy from a friend.
I don't know that this is necessarily a promotion, but we do YouTube videos and we place those on our website. So they can either look at still pictures on our website or they can see a YouTube video and they can choose from there.
Well, I probably want to answer this question a little bit differently because we're a website, but back when I was on the retail side of things, I do recall running a open house where we advertised free beer and wine in the paper, and we got so many people that the cops came and had to shut down the highway, and we got fined for not having a large gathering permit based on the amount of people. But the good news is we sold out all our homes very quickly. It cost a fortune though afterwards. But I think the biggest thing from a promotional standpoint is being accessible to your customers the way that they want to be contacted. And you know, I mentioned earlier about mobile. One of the things that we've done on MH Village is we recently implemented text leads. So we can identify the device that the person is using to browse MH Village, and if they have an eligible device where we know we can open up their messaging app, we display a button that they can click on, and then we'll pre-populate their messaging app with what they're inquiring about, the home or the community, and we'll pass that to you as a lead. So we'll route it through the MH Village lead system, and you'll get it as an email, and then we can text you when you get a hot lead. Because we found that the quicker you could respond to a lead, the better chance you have of closing it. In fact, I believe there's one statistic that I saw, if you can respond to somebody within the first 15 minutes, your chances of getting them in for an appointment increases by 65% or something like that. And the industry standard that we track, how long people take to respond, is 2 days in our industry. And today's buyer, I mean, this is the now society. I mean, there's nothing you can't find online on the internet. And the whole nature of what a lead is changing. They're less likely to fill out a form and wait 2 days for you to get back with them as they are to call you or click onto your website or click a button to send you a text. And they expect to get an immediate response. And so I think, you know, as you're thinking about your sales promotions, it doesn't matter if you came up with the best incentive in the world that you can offer, and you had the best, you know, most compelling ads and the best media campaign. If you're not accessible to your customers who are shopping on the weekends and after normal business hours, and you know they're asking you questions on Facebook, and it's taking you days or weeks to respond because you have a niece or nephew who checks that for you, and when they're not available, you know, responses don't get made. So I really urge you to think about your availability to your customers. We find on MH Village that most people search, our most popular time for searches for homes and communities is Sunday at 8 p.m. And I'm willing to bet that pretty much no one is open at that time. We've seen a lot of the larger portfolio operators routing phone calls to call systems and voice response systems and call centers to make sure that the person could get their questions answered in the manner and the time frame that they'd like to get that information.
When it comes to sales events, RENTERText is completely online. So there's really nothing that we do as far as sales events are concerned. But if you want to actually categorize anything, it would more just be for sustainability and consistency. If you maintain an online presence, if you keep up with the ads that are renewed, like on Craigslist, and you keep up with that on a regular basis, and you maintain that presence, then you don't really have to have a sales event because you have that online presence that is unmistakable, and that doesn't go down. So I mean, you have that availability, you have that exposure that you're really looking for. So our sales events are just sustainability and consistency.
Okay, events are a little bit off my track, but we've done a couple things I've done a couple things with clients that actually work pretty well for them. One was something we stole from the world of sports. It was having things like an official vendor for the community to go out and make an agreement with everything from pizza guys to electronics guys to give them a break. It brings them extra business, and it's a benefit to the residents of the community, and it's also something of an enticement to new residents. That's pretty much one we've used quite successfully.
Questions?
Question. With regard to advertising for your vacancies, do you have a problem with scammers? Do you watermark photos? Do you watermark videos?
Yeah, let me answer that. Yes, we watermark everything for several reasons. People are going to steal photos, they're going to steal videos. Let them do it, so long as your website address is on there, just whatever it is, .com or so that people know where it came from. You'll get some traffic that way. If it's going to be out there and people are going to take it, you might as well have some information on it that's useful.
Okay, one further question, because we've had the same issue. Is there a way that you have found to discover the scammer before you're notified of them scamming you? Because we've been notified through people asking us, hey, is this you, is this legit?
Yeah, so if someone notices your picture being used, someone that knows you, sometimes they'll notify you. There's also software out there that will track down. You can embed information in a photograph before it goes up, and then the software what it will do is when it sees that information somewhere on the internet, it will notify you that was published in that place. Simulator, I don't know. I've forgotten it. We haven't used it in a long time, but it's a Photoshop plugin. So.
Okay, thank you.
Next question from the group. We have two people chasing the tail.
One of the top things, the first three things that are typically asked are response to any of these ads. What was the first three things that people want to know when they respond to one of these
Is
ads?
that home, is that home available is what they ask?
Yeah, and monthly payment usually.
Or the down payment.
Yeah.
Down payment, deposit, usually.
Unfortunately, it really hasn't changed much over the years. The two primary questions are how much down and how much a month.
And I think the trend is more information rather than less. I mean, we have retailers that will sign up with MH Village and they'll list all of their homes for a penny or for like a really large amount because they don't want to give somebody the actual selling price of the home. And of course, if they list them for a penny, our default search is by price, so they're at the very bottom, and then they wonder why no one ever clicked on any of their stuff. I think the days of being elusive and evasive on our pricing and payments and down payments and what's required to get into a home is over. I mean, many of you are probably familiar with the concept of the talking house. It was a little, AM FM thing you would throw into a model, and someone could tune in their radio station and pull up information about the home, and it would basically read them a description. I mean, this is 80s tape player technology. Nowadays we have the ability to get information on the home by text, display a web address, or you could search the house on our website or others, and all of that information is on there, and they can get all that stuff. And in many cases, they can even apply online. So I think the trend is to give people as much information as possible, because they're either your customer or they're not. And hiding things like price or how much down payment is going to be required and things like that actually hurt you more than help you, because there are other people that are giving out that information, and the easier the process it is for them to apply for residency or contact you, the better the chance of you getting that lead.
And just to backtrack a bit, don't be afraid to use a lot of photos on your listings. You don't care how many photos you put up, they'll want more. So make sure you get pretty good coverage of what the house looks like, what the interior is, the exterior, things like that. So because they'll always want more than you have. So
that's a good point. We find that listings that have 30 or more photos on our site get 25% more leads than homes that have less than 30 photos.
And think like a realtor. In other words, take primary photos, the key photos with all the lights on in the home. Make sure it's staged perfectly.
And your flash on.
and you're flashing exactly.
With a good quality camera.
With a good quality camera, was staged properly, large pieces of furniture, make sure the pictures are hung right, make it, because we sell on emotion. When people look through realtor books, the one picture that they always see is the outside of the home. And people say, I love that house. They have no idea what it looks like. But that one key picture pulled them in to open up for more. So stage it, light it right, use good cameras, make it look pretty, sell with emotion.
Don't take photos on trash day. Keep the toilet seats down. Put away your laundry.
Well, one of the other questions that we get a lot of when the first call is about pets, and how do you handle that? Yes or no?
What'd you say?
Can you repeat the question?
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Do you allow pets in your community?
Yeah, you definitely will want to make sure that you put that in there, because a lot of people, we found out, that was like the number one question. I mean, even after getting them pre-qualified over the phone, the next question is usually, well, do you allow pit bulls? Well, no, sorry, I mean, because most properties don't. And, it doesn't matter if they pre-qualify, that's just out the window, pretty much right there. But just to kind of tack on with what Darren was saying earlier too, is that another good few pictures to take is always going to be of your kitchen and living room. The way that they are in concept, that's the best area that you want to take. Bathrooms are another good one. Large living rooms that are properly staged. Bathrooms are good too. Pull the shower curtain too. It's always a good idea.
I think we've got time for 2 more questions. Anybody?
Idea.
In the back?
Right,
Thank you. Really a 2-part question. The first one is, do you make a distinction as to the economic level to which you're marketing? 1. And then 2, there's been a very focused, there's a focus on social media and electronic and internet-based marketing. What about non-internet-based marketing? What are the things that you think people should be doing that works the best? And I'm talking about signage, talking about other things that you've seen out there that work.
From the economic perspective, you have to know the people that you're trying to reach. And the thing that I find frequently is a community owner or even a street retailer may have a great home, but unfortunately what they've done is they've either overbought or underbought. In other words, their home they're trying to purchase may be something from an overbought perspective, that they purchased that home because they liked it and not necessarily because it was a marketable product. On the other end, they may try to buy the cheapest, most inexpensive home that they can find because they want to make the payment so affordable that when people walk into it, they hate it. They absolutely hate it. And I want to mention one thing. We talked about the pets. Another thing that I would strongly suggest, whatever you do, is post your hours and post the days that you're closed. There's nothing that will infuriate a potential customer more than if they drive all the way to visit your community and you're not there. That'll really upset them. And if they do come, put some information sheets that they can take home with them out of a little mailbox. And it might be just a few pictures of various models that you have on display.
Under qualifications on our website, it states that we don't want your rent, because remember, I'm renting, I'm not selling. We don't want your rent to be more than a third of your income. So if people ask about, how much do I have to qualify, I just text that out to them. I'll do a shortcut on my iPhone of that page on my website, and I'll text our qualifications to them, and that has the pet policy in there as well. So they're basically disqualifying themselves just by reading that page on our website if they don't have the income.
I know we're mainly focused on online, but don't forget the basics. You know, probably one of the biggest mistakes that I would see when I would do consulting in my, one of my previous companies has been that if you have a community where you have homes available or sites available, I think the biggest mistake that you can make is not making it look like you are an active, vibrant, filling development. You know, if you don't have flags out front, signage out front, new homes available, homes for rent, a name of your community, not just the monument sign that identifies your property, but something that says, you know, homes available, inquire within, you know, starting at, or homes for rent, or homes for sale, or whatever it is you're doing, you know, flags, model, open house, the Burma shave signs along your boulevard, you know, make it look like there's something happening that, you know, you're actively soliciting residents. And the easiest way to say what you need to do is go drive and look at some of the apartment complexes. They have banners that they change, you know, regularly for the seasons and move-in specials and different promotions. They always have flags up to attract your attention. So I think the signage aspect of it and just your overall presentation is one of the most important things you can do. And then very briefly, the second thing is print up a little trifold about your community and have your management or your sales personnel go take it to other businesses in the community and spread the word. Have your grocery store put them in bags. If you've got a kiosk you can set up at the local mall to distribute them that you can go and refill. Don't forget about the traditional, you know, the pizza place, you know, bulletin board. Don't forget about those types of things too, because they really work. They take a lot of effort, but you can get somebody to do that distribution for you, and it really does pay off at a low cost.
And be active in your community. If you go to Sam's Club and you're checking out, and if you look ahead of you, you'll see all the various places that Sam's Club participates and becomes active in. Those young people in school are your future tenants, your future homeowners. So become active.
Last question. Anybody? All right, well, I want to thank our panelists. We know their names now, so feel free to introduce yourself to them during the next day and a half. Thank you.